Okay, people, so I'm going to tell you guys about this show I peeped a couple of years ago called From. It's in season 3. I watched season 1 and 2 last summer, and I'm just now getting into season 3. I recommend this show. If you want to see a horror suspense type of show that just keeps you guessing, keep you thinking, go to MGM Plus. That's the only place you're able to watch this show. Also, guys, I normally cover sports talk. I dabble into entertainment occasionally. If you guys want me, if you're a big From fans, or if you're interested or curious about the show, and if you want me to continue to talk and discuss the show From, please go into the comment section, comment below, tell me what you guys think about that, me covering and breaking down the episodes and discussing different things that I have, seen as far as the Reddit boards and Discord and YouTube. So there's a lot of theories, and there's one theory I have in particular that I was listening to this guy's video, and someone in the comment section said this theory, and I've been having this theory for like a year now, but I really didn't, put no discussion or talk into it. And that is Victor's father, and I forgot his father's name. I do apologize in advance. He was on today's episode. They premiere every Sunday if you want to go check them out. But he said something in this episode that was very interesting. I, thought about it, but I didn't say it out vocally. And it's about that motel sign. Now, if you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. If you haven't seen From, you may want to bypass this. No spoilers anyway. But he said something very curious and very interesting, that it's, he was looking at the motel sign, and he was asking the child that's in this particular picture, I see the swimming pool, I see the motel sign, but whatever happened to the motel? Now, I thought when he said that was the most important thing to me I gathered from this episode. Now, obviously, there's other things that a lot of people are hooked on to what went on through that episode. I'm not going to break all that down. I'm basically just going to talk about this in particular when he asked the question to the child. And that got my interest. That just got my antennas up, and my antennas been up on this theory. And here's my theory, because I want to go ahead and put this out there just in case this actually happens and I don't get credit. All right, but I think that there were two different towns. Now, follow along. This is going to sound like crazy talk. It's going down the road, the rabbit hole of crazy talk, but allow your boy to explain. I think Fromville used to be another town. It was a town on top of another town. And the motel was town 1. And this town that we're currently in right now is town 2. Follow along. And I think somehow, some way, the motel is there, but it's not physically there. And that explains why Dale went through the tree, the teleporting tree, and he teleported into the swimming pool. All right? I feel like the motel is somewhere in the vicinity of where the swimming pool used to be, right next to where the swimming pool used to be. I believe there's a house. There's a pool. I think that house used to be the motel, and the motel used to sit up underneath the house. But once again, I feel like these are two towns that are mixed into one. Also, another reason why I came to this conclusion, if you really pay attention to the houses and the way how they're built and constructed, you just have different variations of houses. It's like it's almost like to the effect that you had like someone building, different people building these houses. Now, in reality, you don't have the same contractor build the same house. But if you look at these houses, they're angled and positioned differently. Like they don't like there's a few houses that don't belong next to the other houses. And that also explains the train tracks. There's train tracks connecting, and there's houses literally right next to the train tracks. Now, I don't know what construction in any variation of any decade or in any year, why would someone have build a house right next to the railroad tracks? I mean that close to the railroad tracks, unless that house was never there in the first place. Here's another key thing. In season 2, there was once a building where everyone did forgot the conspiracy seeking guy. He would go and drink with this guy with the beard, and he later on died in season 2. I forgot his name. I do apologize. And they used to be in this house, and they turned this house into a bar where they made homemade liquor. Well, if you really paid attention to that house where they made the homemade liquor, that house is built differently from all the other houses. Now, one can conclude, well, Chris, look at it this way. I'm pretty sure if you go down the street, you're going to see houses built the same way, but there's always going to be a few houses that are going to be built differently because they were, built in different years, in different decades. It happens. And I understand that. But if you look at this town, it happens quite often in this particular town. I think Victor is the eldest statesman of Fromville. Not by age, but he's been there the longest. And he was there since he was a kid. Now, if you look at season 1 and pay attention to Victor dreams, he would, be in conversation with this kid in all white, and there was bodies galore all over the town. Now, nothing has been explained. There has been a bunch of theories. But my thing is, those individuals, if any of those individuals were alive, was a survivor with Victor, then they can shed more light on the motel. I think those individuals were in the time frame of when that motel was standing. And there's a reason why all of them died. There has to be a logical reason why they all died, and the only ones there is Victor. Now, Victor's mom told him to hide. So maybe she knew something was going to go down, and she just did not want her son, which was small, be caught up in the crossfire. Now, she hid Victor and his sister, and then his sister followed, trying to catch up with the mother. And, I'm assuming she done passed, all right? She died along with the rest of the town folks. Now, what happened at that point? Did all the town folks went just crazy? Or they was too smart for their own good? They figured out the mechanisms of why Fromville is Fromville, and now the creatures, had to kill them all off to start all over. Because eventually there are going to, and a lot of people were saying, particularly on Discord, how come they never had more town meetings and discussing what everybody has been through, their dreams, what they've been seeing? How come they don't have more town meetings like that? And yesterday's episode proved a point where, when you have a lot of people in town hall meetings and everyone is puzzled, confused, they're mad, they're frustrated. And that's why Dale took the action of, well, I want to get out of here. I want to be the first to get us all out of here. Since all y'all doing just talking and standing around, let me take matters in my own hand. And now, I'm not going to tell you what happened to Dale on this particular, if you haven't watched it. But my whole theory is, I believe there were 2 different towns. And the first town Victor belonged, those town folks Victor belonged to, and they all died. and we still don't know why they all died. And now you got and now you got this new town, and you're starting to, put a couple of here, put a couple of there. And I remember when Tabitha went back into the real world, Victor father was telling her the story how his wife never been there before, but she was already having these premonitions and these visions of this town. She would paint this town, paint the people that were in this town. They went into the garage, and Tabitha saw all of these paintings and started to make connections. Well, you got to wonder, and Victor's dad even said maybe she was chosen by them to come to seek out this town. So maybe they were starting all over with the Victor crew, and they had people even before the Victor crew. Now, if you paid attention to all three of these seasons, there have been people throughout since the beginning of time. This world been here since this world even created. This paradox of a world. All right. Another thing people were talking about, and I may do another video on this because I don't want to make this one extremely long, is the tree. Why people don't simply, instead of turning around, just go around the tree or just cut the tree. Why people, I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. Why they just don't go around the tree instead of just turning back, and that's how they get stuck in Fromville. I believe that's a human reaction. I think we all do that. If we see a tree like falling in the middle of the street, we don't necessarily go around it. We just turn around and try to find another street to get around all that debris and stuff. I think that's just a common reaction. And I don't think that's odd. A lot of people, I was on one video and people thought that was odd. Why don't never just go? Well, hindsight being 50-50, you already know that once you turn around, you're going into Fromville. But when you look at the victims that were there, they're not thinking that. They don't have all the knowledge and the pieces that we have because we're watching them. Okay, it'd be different if they had information and someone escaped and told them, hey, you see a tree falling on the road, don't turn around, go through it or go around it. That'd be fine, but we as the viewers, of course we're gonna say, go around it or just cut it and just keep going straight, because we already know what's going to happen when you turn around to try to find another street to get around it. You're going into Fromville. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, Manus is doing it. I might still do a video on it, but guys, tell me what you think. If you guys want me to do content like this, just comment below, or you just tell me that you want me to do stuff like this. But I got a lot of theories about this show, and it's the best show running on subscription television. Okay, and I like Netflix. I like Hulu. I canceled my subscription to Paramount Plus. The only thing I was watching on Paramount Plus was Mayor of Kingston, and I haven't even seen season 3 yet. I might resubscribe sometime in the summer. I don't know, but it's just not worth keeping all these subscription services. HBO Max, I canceled that a long time ago since they canceled Zack Snyder. All right, since we're not doing Zack Snyder no more, until I see something from James Gunn that's appealing, I'll subscribe back to them. But yeah, tell me guys what you think about From, if you have seen From. And excellent. If you're new to it, go watch season 1 so you can get caught up. It's not like a lot of episodes, and to be perfectly honest, you don't want to rush through them because they take so long. It's every Sunday. Time you're done with season 1, season 3 will be over with, and then you'll just move to season 2, because I don't, they used to appear every summer, and now they pushed it back into the fall. So go check it out. Tell them that I sent you. All right, so I'm up out of here, deuces.